how that got there. Oh. It's time for another project. Does that look like something peed there? I think I know the answer. Who the heck is peeing on my shed? Son of a diddly. Oh, I left my fancy pen out here. These are great. If you're looking for a marker that stays marking, Milwaukee's. That's your guy. Hi, how are you? Welcome back to the shed. The little white shed of horrors. I didn't show you this last time I was out here because, well, truth be told, I was a little embarrassed about, oh, the UPS guy just came. I bet I have a present. Embarrassed about the condition of my shed. I have since organized it a little bit more. I am not all the way there. I have some more work to do, but for the most part, we are where we're going to be for a while. I can kind of give you a little bit of lay of the land. So this laminate used to be in my house. This shed used to be a garden shed. There was a door here, and then those windows were on either side. And I don't think there's anything else for openings in here. Yeah, so I came across a little bit of money for work, and I decided that I needed the space because I converted our garage, which is an attached garage, maybe you can see over there, into a at-home piano studio for my wife because she teaches piano out of our home. So yeah, I said, well, I need a garage. And this was here, and so I started remodeling it. So this is a result. Yay! That is laminate from a bedroom. These cabinets I made myself, and just out of various woods. I have putting drawers in, which are going to work out better. These are actually leftover IKEA drawer bottom. Are they really drawer bottoms? I guess they are. Drawer pieces that I have repurposed. Those used to be the doors, right? These guys. So I just flipped them 90 degrees, which worked out pretty good. And then I had to cut this guy down. So I have two more of those drawers left over from our kitchen remodel, which isn't done yet. Don't tell. Then I'm going to continue this process down. Each of these have a pull-out sort of drawer inside of them, which works okay, but it's not as good as the full width doors that IKEA is. Are they famous for it? Sure. All of my hand tools, really all of my tools that I own, which is not a lot, but it's enough for the kind of work I do, fits in this shed. I have a chop saw, 12-inch, which is great. I've had that for a long time when I used to do more remodeling and external work. I've got a portable table saw, which usually lives there. I don't use my table saw a lot, but when I do, that's a really great solution. It has a little Makita 10-inch saw in there. Oh, what else can I show you that's interesting? Maybe nothing's interesting. Oh, I just put the drawer pulls on. I've had those for a long time. So I try to keep things as minimal as possible, primarily because I don't have a lot of room, but I just don't like clutter. So those are there. I've got to finish this section. I think I'm going to put a set of shelves across here. And yeah, so chemicals and stuff, like I think I said before, it's always in a state of modification due to necessity. I have This is the fancy mood lighting. The sun helps too. So if I am feeling, I don't know, fancy, if I'm feeling fancy, I can come out here and kind of turn stuff off, turn it down a little bit. I did have a little TV that lived over there. I've since moved that up to my attic, which is another project I'm working on that I hope to show you. If that all goes as planned, that's going to be my sort of workshop space. And then this will turn into, I don't know, car stuff maybe, maintenance. I'm not sure. So that table saw can live out here. So when I want to use it and I don't need to set it up like fully, I can just kind of roll it over there, set it up, as well as that chop saw. I kind of just plop it over there just for quick cuts and stuff like that. These are some 2x4s that came out of our wall that I remodeled that are now up in the attic for a knee wall that I'll show you later. And it just kind of happened this way. These were pieces from another thing that I built, and it just kind of, I guess the story here, the moral of the story is I repurpose stuff. I'm a recycler of things, mostly out of necessity, but now at this age it's because I just like to do it. So this thing I found at a river when I first moved here. It was at Eastover, which is I think it's a Boy Scout camp, but our church group would go out there and we'd have retreats out there. Well, I found this out along the riverbank, and I just liked it. And because I'd never seen a root that grew like that. And so I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I got a root. And turns out it was a vine. These two things are interesting. I don't know if you can see this in the camera or not. My daughter, Elizabeth, came to take your daughter to work day. She must have been, I want to say 5th grade, 4th grade. And so this was her plan that she came and she helped Dave at work and practice and play on stage and school. It was really sweet. So I've kept that for a long time. This is the band that my wife wore at the hospital when we lost our 3rd child to an ectopic pregnancy. So that just has significance for me, and I just kind of leave it here to remind myself that happened. Not that I want to relive it, but we have these moments in life that are like touchstones, and so that's one of them. And then that barrette, I was on the banks of the river, the James River, and I found that little pink barrette floating in the water, and I felt like that we were going to have another child. It was going to be a girl. And so fast forward 2 years later, we did. So anyway, not that she asked, but since I'm in here, I guess I'll give you a tour. This is a helmet that I used to wear when I used to ride bike, and someday I will again. I even have the GoPro connector because I do want to at some point do that. But these are planes from my father-in-law that were in his basement, and I actually got them for my son. And at some point I'm going to restore these because they're really cool and hand them down to him. He doesn't really want them at this point, but he will someday. That T-square is from my grandfather, John, who was a really interesting dude. But one of the things that he was a draftsman. And so my brother Scott actually has a replica of his drafting table that I believe that kind of went to. But I snagged on that piece, and that stays in my house. So this is kind of the ancestral, here's where you come from stuff. There's a whole other side of woodworking and skills that comes from my mother's side as well. I don't really have anything from that family, primarily because there's like 1,000 kids on that side, so I'd be the last one to get it. I was going to show you this. So back in the 80s, my brother and I would play tennis all the time out at the park, and we Didn't have a lot of money growing up, but what we ended up doing was one summer we bought tennis rackets, and he bought the Wilson Pro Staff. And so I happened upon one here. This is like a remake of it this last summer, and I had to buy it. It was really cheap. Like, it was a fraction of the cost that it was in the 80s. And I have yet to use it, but that's coming. I had to regrip it. It's got the small grip, so I added a grip expander thing. I haven't strung it yet. Like I said, I haven't even hit it yet, but it's here. It's waiting. So hopefully sometime this summer I can go and relive my glory days. We actually, my brother and I, Daniel, we would be able to hit so hard, because that's what we did. We weren't finesse, we were just power, that we could explode tennis balls against the hitting wall, which was great fun. Maybe that's what I'll work up to again. Yeah, I'll see if I can explode the tennis balls. So this is my bike, affectionately called the Lardinator 2. This one is just a Chinese sort of hodgepodge of things that I put together. I used to ride, oh my gosh, almost every day. A friend of mine, he used to live in the neighborhood, and we'd go riding in the morning, like 5 in the morning. And he got me turned on to cycling again. I was an avid cycler when I was a kid. I was even a bike patrol for a while when I was in high school. So I've never really spent a lot of money on my stuff. This is the most I've spent on a bike. It's not a high-end bike. I mean, it's like a few $100s. And then I got these wheels from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. And the rest is just, pretty cheap components. But I hope to get back to doing that this summer again. I kind of scared myself. One of the last times I rode, I realized that a 50-year-old man should really not be riding as fast as I was riding, or as early as I was riding, with just Lycra on. It was kind of scary. So someday I'll get back on that thing, but it's probably not going to be today. Gosh, I don't think there's anything else that's interesting in here. Not that any of that was interesting, but it is unique to me. Yeah, the rest of this is just pretty much standard fare, standard shed stuff. That's a painting I did in high school, I guess. I discovered I could actually paint at some point. This is not a very good piece. This was actually just a pointillism, whatever, experiment. Anyway, this hung downstairs in my dad's office, den, place, man cave. That's it. So after he passed, I picked that up, and then I've got another one. Oh, that's in my office now. I've got another piece that was in his room as well that now adorns my walls in my office / den / man cave. All right. Well, I think that's it for now. I've yammered on long enough. I doubt this will even be in any sort of video, but it was worth doing. Okay, that's it. Bye.